Hey fight fans, welcome back to the Fight Book. The Indian accent guy is finally back because today we finally have some interesting updates. Really interesting updates. Jon Jones is retired. Tom Aspinall is the new undisputed heavyweight champion. 9 new fights announcement and updates from other potential fights like Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev and Bhayo versus Nasruddin Imavov. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let's start it from the biggest news that Jon Jones is retired. After UFC Baku last night, Dana White in the post-event press conference says that Jon Jones has retired. Tom Aspinall is now the new UFC undisputed heavyweight champion.
Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
There are 2 fun facts about Jon Jones' retirement. First is that it was just 56 days from now, Jon Jones will break Cain Velasquez's record for the longest heavyweight title reign in the UFC history. Thank God he is retired before breaking that record. Moreover, Jon Jones' retirement means there are no male American UFC champion for the first time since 2004 when there was only 4 divisions. Still, Dana White says that he doesn't regret giving Jon Jones so much time to decide on what he was going to do. Anyway, Dana White says that he feels bad for Tom Aspinall that he has lost so much time by not fighting anyone and that they will make it up to him. Dana White also says that Tom Aspinall will be in Vegas next week for International Fight Week and they will meet with him to figure out what is next. Tom Aspinall reacts to becoming the new undisputed heavyweight champion and says it's time to get this heavyweight division going, an active undisputed champion. Anyway, the next big potential fight is Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. This rivalry is going on. The big news is that Umar Nurmagomedov reveals that Hunter Campbell came to Dagestan to convince Islam Makhachev to move up so Topuria can become the champion at 155. Nurmagomedov revealed that Islam still wants to fight at 155 and he wanted to hold both the lightweight and welterweight belts simultaneously. But the UFC convinced him to move up, otherwise he had no plans to vacate the lightweight belt. In response to these news, Ilia Topuria confirms that if Islam Makhachev wins the welterweight title, instead of waiting for his comeback to the lightweight division, Topuria plans to move up to fight him at welterweight division for the 3rd belt. Dana White also confirmed that Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev both definitely want to fight each other. So you can expect this fight to happen in the future. But that future is not near because the next opponent for Ilia Topuria, if he beats Charles Oliveira, is going to be either Paddy Pimblett or Arman Tsarukyan or maybe Justin Gaethje. Paddy Pimblett says that if Ilia wins and says he wants to fight me, the UFC will make that fight because they know it's a money fight. Moreover, Arman Tsarukyan says that he is the backup for UFC 317 main event and he will be the next guy for the winner of UFC 317. White also confirmed that Arman Tsarukyan is the backup for UFC 317, but he did not say that he will be the next guy for the winner of UFC 317 main event winner. Arman Tsarukyan will be the new host alongside with Tony Ferguson for the hype fighting reality show this summer, a link up we least expected. Anyway, next potential fight is Garry versus Sean Brady. As you all know, Sean Brady, since beating Leon Edwards, is calling out Garry, and now finally, at last, Garry fires back at Sean Brady and says he is in to fight him next. But as soon as Garry confirmed that he is ready to fight Brady, Brady says that he now do not want to fight Garry and lost the interest in this fight. Brady says he now wants to fight Kamaru Usman, who wants to fight winner of Islam versus JDM, who already have Shavkat next in line. So basically this story is more effed up than a love triangle. Anyway, the next potential fight is Rose Namajunas versus Alexa Grasso, former strawweight champion versus former flyweight champion. Rose Namajunas, after beating Miranda Maverick, had said that her eyes are on the fight against either Alexa Grasso or Natalia Silva. And now the rumor says that the UFC is discussing Rose Namajunas versus Alexa Grasso for No Show UFC September 13th. Anyway, it's still a rumor, but if this fight is confirmed, I will let you know. Next potential fight is, I can say, Joaquin Buckley versus Israel Adesanya. I think it's not a potential fight, but at least Joaquin Buckley is open to fight Israel Adesanya at middleweight division because of the clip of Israel Adesanya where he disrespected Joaquin Buckley when he was fighting Usman. Anyway, the last potential fight is Nasruddin Imavov versus Caio Borralho. Nasruddin Imavov, who was the backup for UFC 319 card, now confirmed that he is no longer the backup for UFC 319 middleweight title main event. He now has eyes on the UFC Paris headliner and he responds to Caio Borralho's call-outs, who had been calling Imavov for months. So now this is a big possibility that UFC Paris September 6th headliner could be Imavov versus Borralho as the title eliminator. Anyway, the first fight that is potentially being added on UFC Paris September 6th card is Marcin Tybura versus Ante Delija. Yes, Marcin Tybura, who is number 8 ranked UFC heavyweight, will be welcoming former PFL champion Ante Delija in the UFC. This fight is still yet to be confirmed, but when it will be confirmed, I will let you know. And now let's talk about the confirmed fights. The first fight for Noche UFC 3 September 13th card is announced. It is a lightweight bout where Jared Gordon will return against the Mexican Rafa Garcia. Both will be trying to get second straight win. Next, there are two fights added on UFC Shanghai August 23rd card. First one is a heavyweight bout where number 4 ranked Sergey Pavlovich will return to get a second straight win against number 7 ranked heavyweight Waldo Cortes Acosta. Yes, Acosta, who is coming off a win over Sergey Spivak and currently riding a 5-fight win streak. The second one is a flyweight bout where Sumo Daerji will return to get his second straight win against Kevin Boryas, who is riding only 1-fight win streak. Next, there is a featherweight fight added on UFC Vegas 109 August 9th card, headlined by Anthony Hernandez versus Roman Dolidze. Andre Fili will take on Christian Rodriguez, and both of these guys are coming off a loss to Melchizedek Costa. Next fight is added on July 26th UFC Abu Dhabi card, and it is a middleweight bout where Muslim Salikhov will return to get third straight win against Carlos Lille, who will try to get second straight win in the UFC. Next fight is added on UFC Nashville, Tennessee card, July 12th, headlined by Derek Lewis versus Talison Teixeira. It is a lightweight bout where Mike Davis will return after losing his 3-fight win streak to Fares Ziam against Mitch Ramirez, who is coming off a loss to Thiago Moises. And then last but not least is a middleweight bout which is added on next week UFC 317 International Fight Week card, because that card had lost so many fights, so they added a middleweight bout on short notice. Rodriguez Dumas, who is riding 1-fight losing streak in the octagon and many losses outside of the cage, versus undefeated 6-0 UFC debutant. And then a bonus fight, Andrei Arlovski wins his BKFC debut by a 4th round TKO doctor stoppage, and he will now possibly fight BKFC heavyweight champion Ben Rothwell. If you don't know, Rothwell is currently 0-2 against Arlovski in MMA, but he currently holds the heavyweight title in the BKFC, so I think he has a good chance here to get his revenge on Arlovski, and that's all in the fight world. Now you are completely up to date with the fight world. If you want to stay updated with the fight world, stay subscribed. I will definitely let you know whenever the good news comes. So now hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, share your thoughts in the comment section, and then do whatever you want.